The ability of societies living under Islam to meet all their needs and provide the most ideal and just solutions to their problems comes from unique characteristics found only within Islam, qualities that no man-made system truly possesses. One of the most essential differences between Islam and other legal systems is that Islam is divine in origin. We can understand this divine nature from two angles. First, its divine source, and second, its divine objective. By divine source, we mean this: the authority that established and explained Islam is free from weakness, deficiency, emotional fluctuation, cultural pressure, or historical limitation. The one who legislated Islam is the Creator, the Lord of everything that exists, living and non-living. He created the human being, and He knows best what elevates and perfects that human being. As revealed in the Quran, does the one who created not know? He is the most subtle, the all-aware. The divine objective of Islam is to connect humanity to Allah so that people may truly know Him, revere Him properly, and worship Him as they were created to do. Islam does not address only personal spirituality. It regulates family life, social structure, economic systems, industry, and even international relations. The purpose of establishing guidance in every area of life is to organize society, eliminate oppressive struggles driven by temporary desires, and raise people spiritually so that they function as a unified community, fulfilling their responsibilities before Allah. At this point, a Muslim does not approach divine rulings as optional suggestions. As the Quran teaches, true faith requires full submission, accepting judgment without inner resistance when divine guidance settles disputes. Another defining feature of Islam is its universality. It does not belong to one ethnicity, one race, or one geographic region. Its mercy and guidance extend to all of humanity, regardless of a color, lineage, or social status. Islam recognizes no inherent superiority between people based on birth. All are servants of Allah, and He is the Lord of all. This universality itself is a natural outcome of its divine source. Any system created by human beings, whether intentionally or not, will inevitably prioritize the interests of its creators. But before Allah, no nation or individual possesses inherent superiority. Islam also establishes absolute justice. It protects human dignity, life, property, intellect, faith, and morality. Islamic scholarship consistently emphasizes balance between worldly life and the hereafter. Human ideologies, however, often swing to extremes, either obsessing over material gain and neglecting the eternal, or abandoning worldly responsibility in favor of excessive mysticism. Human beings see from limited angles. This limitation is natural. Only Allah sees all dimensions simultaneously because His knowledge encompasses everything and His mercy is without limit. Islam also creates balance between the individual and society. It does not sacrifice the individual for the collective, nor allow the individual to dominate society. Both are inseparable components of a healthy system. In liberal systems, especially after the French Revolution, excessive individual freedom often led to social imbalance. Powerful individuals were able to exploit the weak in pursuit of personal interest. In socialist systems, on the other hand, the individual was suppressed for the sake of the collective. Limited rights were granted merely to prevent rebellion, while personal initiative and creativity declined. Over time, both systems revealed serious structural weaknesses. Islam approaches property with balance. Human beings naturally desire ownership, independence, and agency. Islam recognizes this nature but regulates it, Unlike unrestricted capitalism, Islam sets moral and legal boundaries for acquiring and spending wealth. Wealth must circulate justly and cannot be used to exploit others. In Islam, even if a person earns wealth personally, ultimate ownership belongs to Allah. The human being is a trustee, a steward managing what ultimately belongs to the Creator. Another remarkable feature of Islam is its combination of permanence and flexibility. Core principles and objectives are fixed and unchanging, while secondary matters allow adaptability. This ensures that Islam does not dissolve into cultural trends, yet remains capable of responding to new circumstances. Islam does not follow society. It reforms society. It corrects error rather than adjusting itself to error. At the same time, this does not mean intellectual stagnation. Human effort, scholarly reasoning, and juristic interpretation have always played a significant role. Where clear foundational texts exist, those rulings remain fixed. In areas without explicit texts, scholars apply principles such as analogy and public interest to derive rulings suited to new contexts. Certain foundational obligations, prayer, charity, fasting, pilgrimage, and prohibitions such as interest, adultery, and intoxicants, are established by definitive texts and consensus. These are not open to reinterpretation or suspension based on convenience. Beyond that protected core lies a vast field for scholarly reasoning. This structured balance between fixed foundations and flexible application is one of Islam's greatest strengths. Islam is not a human experiment. It is divine legislation. And because of that, it offers a system that is internally coherent, morally anchored, and universally relevant.